I don't know why I'm having a struggle saying that. Rewriting the narrative. In fact, comment below, rewrite the narrative. Changing, upgrading, improving your self perception. As you guys are commenting below, again, rewriting the narrative. I have a question. Are we limited to our circumstances? Are we reduced to our current conditions? Like, is the life that you are currently living something that you are stuck with? Are you fixed in this scenario that you currently find yourself? I can often say, right, there's been times when I felt that way, right? In fact, I come across so many people that often assume, right? I'll place an emphasis on the word assume, meaning they have unexamined assumptions. They make an educated guess based upon where they're at in that particular space or time in their life. And they believe that what life has handed them is the only thing that's available to them, right? And it's important for us to understand, family, it's not about what happens, okay? It's what we do with what happens. This is what matters the most. This is what ultimately shapes our lives, right? What's that old saying, Sam? Life is 10% about what happens and 90% about what you do about it, right? Again, it's not about what happens, it's what we do with what happens that ultimately shapes our lives, right? This is ultimately what's determining the life that we are living, right? The spaces that we enter, the results that we create, the outcomes that we experience, what you do with what happens. And what largely influences what you do, how you react to challenges, how you respond to adversity, has everything to do with what you believe about yourself. What you believe about yourself, ultimately the labels that you attach to yourself, they largely determine what you're capable of, right? What you're willing to try, what you won't try, how you see yourself fitting in the world in which you live. Or to break it down even more, how you see yourself fitting into different spaces, how you see yourself fitting in the role of being an entrepreneur, how you see yourself being a career-oriented individual, how you see yourself being a husband or a wife or a father or a mother. The belief that you have about yourself influences every aspect of your life. Comment below, family. Don't underestimate your beliefs. Don't underestimate the importance and the significance of your beliefs. To break it down even further, family, it's important for us to understand it's not our capabilities that determines how we show up, what we accomplish, how far we take our goals. No, it's not our capabilities. We're not limited according to our current capabilities. But what largely determines how we show up, how we behave, how we react to situations and circumstances is the identity that we associate ourselves with. And this is why it's extremely important, family, that we have to be mindful and extremely careful about what labels we attach to ourselves and what labels we allow others to give us, what labels we allow ourselves to be influenced by, right? The labels that you attach to yourself will shape your life experience. It will change what you notice about yourself, how you view yourself, right? It will dictate, again, what you're willing to try and what you won't try. It will largely dictate how you embrace taking a risk, how you embrace stepping outside of your comfort zone, right? Ultimately, it will determine how you live your life, the labels that you attach to yourself. Here's a question. What labels have you attached to yourself that have been restricting you in life? Think about that for a moment, right? What labels have you attached to who you are that are really the culprit that's been stunting your progress and preventing you from experiencing more in life? You have this desire to become greater. You have this vision to do something amazing, but there's this identity that you keep connecting yourself to that ultimately is contradicting, right? It's conflicting with the vision that you have. In fact, I challenge us to write that down and in our free time reflect on that. What are the labels that I'm applying to myself? that I've been adopting that have been impacting how I'm showing up and restricting me from experiencing more in life? Because here's what's at stake, right? Here's what's really happening. The way that these beliefs are influencing us is because they're operating on a subconscious level, right? They're coming in undetected and unnoticed. They creep in. They come into our language and our verbiage and our self-talk. I can't do X, Y, Z because I've never done that. Well, who told you that you can? It was only you that said you couldn't run a successful business, or you couldn't have a successful podcast, or you couldn't go back to school at the age that you're at now and get that degree that you have longed to have, right? We are the ones that create these rules, these limitations, right? And we attach ourselves to these identities that have been restricting us from experiencing everything that life has to offer. So again, it's extremely important that we begin to become aware of what's influencing us on a subconscious level and actively work to reframe these in an empowering way so we can align ourselves with success, because that's ultimately what we're aiming to accomplish. When we talk about rewriting the narrative and changing our perception of ourselves, our goal, regardless of what you're aiming to accomplish as it relates to your career, your personal goals, or whatever you're aiming to achieve in life, ultimately we can categorize it as us aiming to become self-motivated individuals that are independent thinkers, that are self-reliant and positive contributing members in the world in which we live, meaning we're purpose-driven. You understand that you've been placed on this earth to create value, right? To be fruitful, to do something amazing, right? To begin to impact the lives of others. So you want to think in power. You want to create successful practices. You want to level up and get everything that life has to offer. And what's driving all of that is our belief system. Our belief system. So the question is, D1, how do we begin to upgrade this narrative within our head? How do we begin to transform the way that we view ourselves? I'm glad you asked, Sam. Micah, I'm glad you brought that question into the conversation. It starts by us, number one, and say these with me, okay? I want this to be interactive, right? I don't want this to be something that you are just seeing or just spectating. I want you to participate in this conversation. Number one, we have to begin to look at ourselves differently. Say, look at myself differently. Number two, take on a new level of thinking. And then number three, perceive life from a greater viewpoint. And then to package all that together with number four, adopt an empowering perception of yourself. Again, adopt an empowering perception of yourself. Here's where it gets good, y'all. The goal is for us to create a shift, right? A shift. You want to shift in your career. You want to shift in your business. You want to shift in your health. You want to shift in your relationship, in your marriage. You want to shift in what you're building, right? A shift will take place the moment that you consciously decide to define yourself instead of allowing the world in which you live to define you. To break it down even further, let's go deeper. A shift will take place in your life the moment that you consciously decide to define who you are instead of allowing your current conditions, instead of allowing your past, your trauma, your pain, your current circumstance to make that decision for you, right? So many of us, right, we look at where we've been, where we are, and we can't see where we can go because all we're looking at is everything that we've experienced up until this point in our life. So you may have come from poverty, so it's hard for you to see multiple streams of income, right? Historically, your family may have not been entrepreneurs, so it's hard for you to see yourself starting a successful business, right? You may be the only one in your family that has taken the journey of improving your academia, right? Or going to get a college degree. And it's hard for you to see yourself walking across that stage to get the diploma, but you have to continue to visualize who you can become. Again, developing and adopting an empowered perception of who you are instead of allowing your current situation or even your past to make that decision for you. This is how we transform our lives, family. This is how we level up, right? When I was coming up, Sam, I can always recall, man, the older generation, my grandmother and them would always say, it's not what they call you, it's what you answer to. Anybody's parents or grandmothers, or maybe you even said this statement, right? It's not what they call you, it's what you answer to, right? Maybe right now in this chapter of your life, life has been calling you someone that's insignificant, someone that's not good enough, someone that doesn't have what it takes, right? Maybe life has been calling you poor or broke, right? Or impoverished. Maybe life has been calling you someone that's inferior or that can't produce value. And we have to understand it's not what life has called you, it's what you answer to, right? What you acknowledge, what you give mental consent towards, right? Again, us making the conscious decision to say, this is who I am, regardless of what I faced, regardless of where I've been. I'm making the executive decision that I'm choosing to be something greater than what I've experienced, something greater than where I currently am, right? I have this written in my notes. Always remember that where you are is a result of who you were, but where you go depends entirely on who you choose to be from this moment on. Real quick story. I'll package it all together after this story, and then we'll wrap it up, family. We're all aware of Tom Brady, right? Arguably the greatest football player of all time, right? It's debatable. I want to read just a few of his accolades, right? And I want to present to you how he made a mental shift that positioned him to do these things. Again, I got this from Wikipedia. Tom Brady, if you don't know who he is, you're about to find out. He was selected 199th overall by the Patriots in the 6th round of the 2000 NFL draft. Think about that, right? The 6th round, 199th, almost last, right? We'll get to that here in a moment. He became the starting quarterback during his second season, which saw the Patriots win their first Super Bowl title. As the team's primary starter for 18 seasons, Brady led the Patriots to 17 division titles, including 11 consecutive from 2009 to 2019, 13 AFC championship games, including 8 consecutive from 2011 to 2018, 9 Super Bowl appearances, and 6 Super Bowl titles. He then joined the Buccaneers in 2020 and won a Super Bowl there, extending his individual records to 10 Super Bowl appearances and 7 victories. Tom Brady also holds a number in a high majority of the records from a QB's perspective, including most career passing yards, completions, touchdown passes, and games started. He is the NFL leader in career quarterback wins, quarterback regular season wins, quarterback playoff wins, and Super Bowl's most valuable player, MVP award, and the only Super Bowl MVP for 2 different franchises. Additional accolades that he holds is that he also has been the Pro Bowl's most selected QB and the first unanimous NFL MVP, the only quarterback to win a Super Bowl in 3 separate decades. That's just a small portion of my man's resume, right? We'd be here for a lot longer time describing his achievements and accolades in the sport of football. But what would you guys think, right? If I told you that none of that almost happened? Maybe that's a bad way to phrase that question. What if I told you that all those achievements and accomplishments that Tom Brady had over his career almost didn't happen at some point in time in his life? Because way back when he was at the University of Michigan, he was on the verge of giving up on the sport, of quitting. He was like the 3rd or 4th string quarterback for the University of Michigan. He's given his all, right? And he was frustrated because he wasn't getting noticed. How many of us know that feeling, right? He's been applying himself. He knows he's skilled, he's gifted, he's talented. He knows he adds value. He knows he can produce at a high level, but his coaches don't see him. How many of us have ever experienced that, right? You know, man, I got what it takes and it takes what I have, but I'm not getting any opportunities. I'm often underestimated or overlooked, or nobody acknowledges the value that I bring, the greatness that I can produce on a consistent level, at a high level. This is where my man found himself, right? Frustrated, discouraged, to the point where he wanted to give up. The impulse to quit hit Tom Brady hard. I'd rather give up than have to endure this another day of my life. Then one of his coaches, Greg Harden, which was the interview that I was tuning into where he was telling this story. Tom Brady approached Greg and said, Greg, man, they don't see the value that I bring. They don't understand how I can produce at a high level. They don't believe in me. And Greg, who later became his mindset coach and helped him achieve many of the accomplishments in his professional career, simply told Tom, so what? So what? So what if they don't believe in you? So what if they don't see you? What matters the most is what you believe about yourself. Again, don't allow them to define who you are and what you're capable of. But you instead determine who you're going to be and what you will produce. Then in the interview, family, it transformed the way I saw the situation where Greg said he told Tom to do one simple thing. And he believes this is what shifted everything for Tom. He said, Brady, what you must do is this. Stop training to be a football player. But instead, what I need you to do is I need you to train like an Olympic athlete. I need you to train like this is your professional job. Mind you, he's a college student, right? Third or fourth string. Ultimately, what he told Tom to do is, he said, if you do everything that the other teammates are doing, you're never going to be any better. If you're doing just what they are doing, you're never going to stand out. And you're doing what they are doing because you're attempting to be a great football player. What he challenged Tom to do was to raise the standard of how he perceived himself, to upgrade the identity that he associated himself with. And instead of becoming the best football player, he said, I need you to be the greatest athlete of all time. Think about the difference between the two of those, right? Now, he said, Tom began to place an emphasis on his nutrition. He began to study the sport more effectively. He worked on mobility. He worked on strength and speed and endurance. And he said after he made this statement, it took some time, but he started to notice more accuracy in his throws. He started to notice more speed, more abilities to create value, to produce on the field, even though they gave him only 3 pulls, right? Only 3 downs that he can actually get underneath the pocket and throw to a receiver. He said he made sure that every single one of those times he got the opportunity to throw the football, he made it his best. And then 3 became 5, and then 5 became he was the starter, right? Ultimately for the New England Patriots, and the history began to unfold before him. What I'm getting at, family, is this. Everything changed for Tom when he changed his mind. When he rewrote the narrative and upgraded his perception of who he was and what he was capable of. When we do that right, when we disconnect from this victim mentality saying, hey, I'm not where I want to be because the coach doesn't see me, or the conditions of my life are not conducive to the success that I envision, or everything I'm working towards isn't working because of this person or that circumstance or this situation, because of my spouse, because of my kids, because I got these things that I have to work through, right? When we stop blaming situations and circumstances and instead own our story and our journey and make the conscious decision to begin to upgrade the way that we view ourselves, that's when the shift took place. That's when the life begins to transform. D1, what are you saying? Here's my call to action, each and every single one of us. I challenge you right now to decide who you're going to be. Who are you going to be? Who will you be in this moment? I'm talking to that person right now like it's difficult for you. It's a struggle, right? The struggle's real. You're going through intense heartache and pain, and you may feel like giving up right now, even as you hear my voice. Make the decision who you're going to be. Who will you be? And then 3 things. Here's your call to action for this week. Believe, belong, become. In fact, put that in the comments below. Put that in the chat. Believe, belong, become. Here's what we're going to do to help shift the narrative. Upgrade our perception. It starts with belief. Yeah, I belong. I'm here. This is who I am. Signed, sealed, and delivered. I believe I can do X, Y, Z. I believe I can run a successful business. I believe I can reach this level in my career. I believe I can become a phenomenal father. I believe I can take this vision to the next level. I believe I can impact my community. I believe I can make a difference in the workplace. I believe I can transform lives. I believe it, right? Believe it. And step number 2, belong. In other words, you associate yourself with it. Start entering into spaces that are aligned with the person that you're aiming to become. Start raising your hand for opportunities, even if it intimidates you, for things that you're aiming to accomplish. Start having conversations with people that are in alignment with the life that you're aiming to live. Start identifying as the type of person that can create the success that you envision. The number 3, you become it. You become it. How do we become it, Micah? By consistently showing up. Remember, it's who you become that determines the quality and overall direction of your life. And it's what you do on a consistent basis that contributes to who you become. So therefore, if you want to create new outcomes, if you want to create greater results, you have to identify with it. The only way you're going to identify with it is if you show up consistently. What does Aristotle say? He says, we are what we consistently do. Excellence, therefore, is not an act. You just don't show up and produce excellence. No, you build momentum towards excellence, right? You don't rise to the occasion. We default to our training. So therefore, if you make excellence a part of your training, if you begin to associate yourself with greatness and you do it day in and day out, that's what you become. And what you become will determine the quality that you experience and the overall direction that your life takes. So again, believe, belong, become. I'm going to wrap it up by saying this. I know we've said a lot during today's conversations. I know we've said a lot during today's session. If you don't get anything else out of what we've talked about, take this with you. Where you are now is a result of who you were. But where you go moving forward has everything to do with who you decide to be from this moment on. The days of us allowing our bank account, our past, our haters, the people that critique us, our circumstances, our conditions, our trauma, our pain, to dictate who we are, they're done. No. Today, I want you to make the decision that you're a success warrior. Make a decision that you're that entrepreneurial soldier. Make that decision that you're more than a conqueror. No, you're not limited by that diagnosis. You're going to rise above this. You're going to reclaim your health. No, you're not going to be held tight by the grips of depression. You're going to get your joy back, right? No, you're not going to live an impoverished life. No, you're going to build a successful business. You're going to climb the corporate ladder and do what it is that you've been created to do because you made the decision to do so. Again, where you are now is a result of who you used to be. But your story's about to change because we're making the executive decision to move our life forward. If you slid into the broadcast and I was unable to give you a shout out, be sure to comment below. And again, if this is your first time or maybe your first time in a long time, put a number 1 in the comment section and then place your first name afterward. Definitely want to shout you out. Went a little longer than normal and usual, but I felt as if somebody needed to hear what we were going to discuss. I'm hoping that we found value in today's conversation. If so, put some fist up in the comments below. Let your boy know that you were picking up what I was putting down during today's topic of discussion. Yeah, Sheila, it's about to change right now. Right now. It's about to change because you made the executive decision to do so. Kanisha, believe, belong, become. Yes, consistency, Micah, for sure. I see you, Sam, for sure, brother. Excellent, excellent. As you guys are putting those fists in the comments, if in fact, again, you did find value, please share this out with the people that you personally care about. Again, you never know how something that we discussed during today's conversation can spark something in someone that you know. So please share this out on Facebook, Instagram, not Instagram. Maybe somebody is watching this on Instagram some way, somehow, but I'm not for sure. I don't see it up on my feed. But Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and X, formerly known as Twitter. Tanisha, for sure. Latoya, I see you. Kanisha, absolutely. Lena, I see you. Sam, excellent. Again, please share this out with the people that you do personally care about. Also, if we've yet to connect, family, on other platforms, what are we waiting for? Connect with your boy at D1 Gibson is my handle, primarily on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, all the platforms, but I'm most active on Instagram and Facebook. If those are your platforms of choice, be sure to connect with your boy. Also, elevationisAmust.com. Be sure to check out all the free resources. Be sure to subscribe to my growth newsletter if you guys have yet to do so. I share some in-depth strategies and practical tools that you can apply to your life that will help you enhance your mindset, develop success practices, and ultimately level up in life. Then also, man, we are live, y'all. We are live. Let me put this up on the screen. Mindfit. If you guys enjoyed today's conversation, this is only scratching the surface on what we do in the Mindfit community. Launching this week, family, what we do, there's going to be live executive. I'm tapped into that word, live executive, talking about executive decisions. But there's going to be live coaching sessions, live Q&A sessions. There's also some self-reflection and accountability exercises that you get every single week to help you stay in alignment with your goals. Also, there's going to be fun and engaging community challenges. I share many insights as it relates to mental fitness, emotional intelligence, success practices, and habits that you can adopt that will assist you in maintaining an effective mindset, fitness, nutrition, and most importantly, the community that we are developing. It's very important, family. I'm a firm believer that you surround yourself with people that are aiming to go in the direction that you're looking to take your life, right? People that help you level up, people that shift your perspective on a continuous basis, individuals that don't just say good luck, but instead people that say don't give up. And in those moments when you feel like quitting, they remind you of what you're capable of and how you can overcome the challenges that you're currently facing. That's what we're building and developing with the MindFit community. It's all about growth, man. And you want to go where people are growing. You want to surround yourself with people that are sharing insights, sharing experiences that inspire you and help you level up in life. Again, we are open now for enrollment. Tap in, y'all. Tap in. We dive deeper in these sessions. Again, the tools that you're going to be provided are going to help you level up your life. Let me put this back up on the screen. Sign up today. Again, go to www.mindfitcommunity.com. It's an app that you can literally download to your phone. It helps you disconnect from social media and all the noise and stay plugged into growth, development, and improvement. We go live in the app. And then again, we have fun and engaging challenges that will help you stay consistent and locked in on the life that you're aiming to build. How many of us are interested? Again, put some comments below. In fact, put MindFit in the comment below if you're looking to tap in. Put this back up on the screen. Ingrid, appreciate you, sis. Fired up for the week. Let's take it. Build that momentum. That's what it's all about, man. Setting the tone with your mindset. Yeah, you already know what it is, Sam, for sure, brother. We got to step into this Monday with a powerful mentality. That's what it boils down to. But again, family, tap in to the MindFit community. We're going live tomorrow. We'll be talking about leveling up our lives and then introducing the app. Again, it's a lot of different dynamics within it. So much that we can do within the app. So be sure to tap in. Again, www.mindfitcommunity.com. Blake, my brother, I see you in the building, King. Salute. We're connecting soon, man. Looking forward to hearing about the progress you've been making. Tanisha, tap in, sis. Again, mindfitcommunity.com. Be sure to plug in, set up your account, connect, share your insights on the feed that we have in the app. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and wrap this thing up, family, because you have dreams to catch and success to create. So you know we got to get busy being great. Your boy got some bars on this Monday morning, spitting that fire. I'm only kidding. But with all of that being said, family, if you find yourself in a difficult season or challenging moment in life right now, come real close to your screen. I want to talk to you personally. Understand that this too shall pass, all right? Tough times don't last, but tough people do. So as it gets rougher, you got to get tougher. What's going to help you get tougher is to remind yourself of how you overcame things in your yesterdays, right? How you overcame some struggles in years past, how you overcame that adverse condition that you found yourself in, but you figured out how to navigate it and rise above it. A lot of times, man, discouragement and disappointment can cause us to have amnesia and forget about how powerful and resourceful and how problem-oriented or solution-oriented, we can be and rise above the challenges that we are facing. So it's important, again, to remind yourself that I got this. This too shall pass. And somebody may be saying, well, D1, it sounds good, sounds great, but you really don't know what I'm facing right now. Man, this is the most difficult season or chapter in my life. Come real close. I may not know what it is that you're personally experiencing. I may not know what it is that you're currently up against. I may not even know you personally, but what I do know is this: whatever stands in front of you and whatever stands behind you ain't got nothing compared to the power that's at work within you. So I need you to stand up with that power, that personal power that provides you with the capability to rise above whatever life throws at you. In fact, have that mindset this week. Have that mentality. Like we discussed today, take on that identity. I'm an overcomer. I got what it takes to rise above this challenge. I may not have it all figured out. I may not be the smartest. I may not be the strongest. I may not be the most gifted or the most talented, but I'm going to figure this thing out. I'm going to move my life forward. I'm going to keep moving towards what it is that I want for my life. Take on that identity and watch how new opportunities and possibilities can unfold in your life. And out of the 8 billion people that walk the face of this earth, if none of them said that they love you, remember your brother from another mother, D1 Gibson, has nothing but love for each and every single one of you. With all of that being said, it's Monday. Like Sam said, let's set the tone for our day and show up in a powerful fashion. Be powerful. Let's get focused. Let's be intentional. Let's be diligent about moving our lives forward. And most importantly, identify with the success that you envision. We'll be back at it next week, Monday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. For those that are in the MindFit community, we'll be live tomorrow evening, 7 p.m. Again, be sure to sign up, mindfitcommunity.com, to tap in. But with, again, all that being said, for the fourth or fifth time, join in with me. Be effective. Be successful. Live with some passion, and most importantly, I want to feel y'all on this. 3 pounds to your chest. 1, 2, 3. Be powerful. Have a phenomenal Monday, family. I'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Take it. Gotta get up, get out. Time to stand up, get loud. Time to rise up off the floor. And I'm stronger than ever now. Can't hold me down no more. I'm waking up. 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 So I'ma do it right now.